A banquet has been prepared. Enter Macbeth, Lady Macbeth, and a bunch of their other thanes of Scotland are seated at the table. So we're gonna kind of like sit here and read. You guys stand like you're, hosting this party. And then when the murderer, who would be Grady, comes in, you enter like over like at the doorway, like you just like kind of peek in to talk to him, okay?
Nice.
Wait, who's Grady again?
The murderer.
Oh, okay.
You can pull a chair or the stool if you want to have yours.
There's two.
Careful,
I took the good one.
the lids aren't attached terribly well. Okay.
You know your own degrees. Sit down. At first and last, the hearty welcome.
And we're the lords, okay? People out here. Okay.
Everybody?
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps their state, but in best time will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all of our friends. For my heart speaks, they are welcome.
Okay, so now the murderer comes in and Macbeth gets up and goes over to the door to talk to him. You're gonna have to probably come in a little bit more so you're on camera, Grady. Okay, can you see him in the camera?
Yeah.
Come, okay.
Yeah.
See, they encounter.
You're like talking to the guys here as you walk away. Like, I'll be right back.
See, they encounter thee with their hearts thanks. Both sides are even. Here I'll sit. I in the midst be large in mirth. Anon we'll drink a measure, the table around.
So as he walks over to the door, he says, everybody, grab a drink, have a drink, we're gonna drink, and I'll be right back.
There's blood upon my face.
'Tis Banquo then.
'Tis better thee without than he within. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut, that I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the like for Fleance. If thou didst it, thou art the non-perial.
Meaning, if you got a bowl, you're the best.
Agent.
But he has to say,
Dang it. Most royal sir, Fleance is escaped.
and now Macbeth speaks to himself.
Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air. But now I am cabined, cribbed, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo's safe.
I, my good lord, safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trench gashes on his head, the last a death to nature. The least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. There the ground serpent lies. The worm that's fled hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
Okay, so there's two metaphors here. Wait, don't sit down. There's two metaphors. There the grown serpent lies. So who's the grown serpent? You can't. Banquo. And the worm is Fleance. And he says, the worm hath nature that in time will venom breed. What does that mean?
The word will spread.
Fleance is going to...
Rat.
Huh?
Rat out.
Well, what does venom suggest?
Poison. So the word will spread.
What lord.
So Fleance is not going to let this go.
Yeah.
Now there's something. If there was nothing before to spur him to action,
Now there is.
this will be it. Macbeth said, I had been perfect until this. So he sees Fleance escape as a thing that's going to ruin this whole plan. Okay, Now, Lady Macbeth, calls over to her husband while he's standing at the door in kind of a moment of stupor.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. My feast is sold, that is not often vouched. While 'tis a making, 'tis given with welcome. To feed were best at home, from thence the sauce to meat is ceremony. Meeting were bare without it.
Okay, they can't eat until
He comes back.
he's at the table. So, could you, hurry up? Okay, and then as he comes back to walk back towards the table, the ghost of Banquo
Jesus.
hovers in and takes a seat in Macbeth's chair. That's you, Jeremy. You don't have to speak, you just have to sit there.
Just sit down.
So now he's walking back.
Sweet remembrance.
And he gets there and he grabs up a chalice to give a toast.
Now good digestion, weight on appetite, and health on both.
May it please your highness sit.
Here had we now our country's honor roofed, where is the great person of our Banquo present, who may I rather challenge for unkindness and pity for mischance.
Megan, you be Ross. So he says, too bad.
You're right.
You can stay there. We're sitting at the table waiting to eat, you know.
Too bad, Banquo.
Too bad Banquo's not here. Darn. Let's
enjoy
raise
this.
a toast to him.
Oh, you sly.
Ross?
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it your highness to grace us with your royal company.
Because these guys are hungry, they want to get to eating. Macbeth says,
The table's full.
because
Macbeth. Banquo's dead.
Banquo is
Not
Murdered.
in his seat. He says the
They
table's
don't
full.
know that,
There's
Madison.
nowhere for me to sit. So all of us
Whoa, whoa, whoa. How does-
see an empty chair.
But he's
But Macbeth sees the ghost of Banquo sitting in his chair. So we're all like,
sit down.
Just sit.
there's a chair right there. Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. And then he looks again and Macbeth realizes that it's Banquo. So Lennox says, what is it that moves your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What, my good lord? And now he talks right to the ghost that none of us can see.
Thou canst not say I did. Never shake thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
And so we are all very
Confused.
confused about what is happening here. So Macbeth is acting crazy. So Lady Macbeth needs to try to
Calm him down.
save this
Party thing.
situation.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray you, keep seat. That fit is momentarily. Upon a thought he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed and regard him not.
So what does she say?
Just his
been
fit will
for a
be
while.
over in a second. Just
He's been like this
Since he was a child.
since he was a child. If you pay attention to him, it'll be
Continuous.
worse. So just
ignore it.
ignore it. And then she goes and grabs him by the arm and pulls him off to have a little talk. Get your
Together. Are you a man?
I, and a bold one, that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts, impostors to true fear, would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire, authorized by her grandam. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool.
Okay, so she says she accuses him of what here?
Still not getting over
Or
Duncan.
Duncan.
Yes, this is all still because of Duncan. Get your life together. This is ridiculous. First you're envisioning daggers pointing you towards the way. Now what are you talking to a stool? Okay? And he says now he's getting a little upset because clearly there's a ghost there.
Prithee, see there, behold, look.
And now he speaks to the ghost again.
Lo, how say you? Why, what I care? If thou canst not speak to.
So they're like having a conversation. And the ghost is going like this at him.
If charnel houses and our graves must end, those that we bury back our monuments shall be the mouths of kites.
So he says if, people can come back from the dead, what's coming to the world? And the ghost leaves. So then Lady Macbeth says,
What quite unmanned and folly.
If I stand here, I saw him.
5 for shame.
she's just like, you're an idiot.
Blood hath been shed ere now, in the olden time, ere humane statue purge the gentle wheel. Aye, and since 2 murderers have been performed too terrible for the ear. The time has been that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. But now they rise again, with 20 mortal murderers on their crowns, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
So again, he could have just told her what?
He killed Banquo.
I killed Banquo. But instead, he speaks in these metaphors, saying, there have been murders worse than this before. Lady thinks he's talking about Duncan, but he's not. He's talking about what he just did. Okay, go ahead.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget.
And now the dash means they're like going back to the table. He doesn't sit down yet, but he like addresses, you can sit down, he addresses his things.
Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love, and health to all. Then I'll sit down, give me some wine, fill full.
So he like there's like a servant, who's filling up the glasses. He's like, I need a full cup right now. And the ghost comes back. Like behind him, kind of like, so you don't like notice that he's there right at this moment. Okay? And now you're giving a toast, Macbeth.
I drank to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he was here to all, and him was thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge, and all the guys do a little tink, 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 drink up. And then Macbeth notices the ghost again.
You are Ross. I like Ross Patterson.
Avant and quit my sight. Let the earth hide thee. Thy bones are marrowless. Thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
And Lady Macbeth's trying to like pacify the situation again.
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
But now he's still talking to the ghost again.
What man dare, I dare, approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the Hyken tiger, take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall be tremble, or shall never tremble, or be alive again, and dares me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit, then protest me, the baby of a girl, hence horrible shadow, unreal mockery hence.
And the ghost goes away. So Macbeth says, if you were
Rhino.
a bear, a rhino, a tiger, I would not be scared. Or if you were a man, we could have a fight, a duel. But here you are, a ghost, and it is the scariest thing that could possibly be. Now, the scary thing is not the ghost, is gonna like kill him or something, but the fact that what would this mean for Macbeth that he's seeing this specter?
He could probably screw himself over
Okay.
by his weird actions that he's
All-
throwing at people.
Everything is in his head. Okay,
Wow.
that that is the thing that would be scary. And you imagine, like, you know, people say they see go, you know, this is like a thing, right?
Yeah.
But the worst part about, one of the things that's a challenge for people like that is what it says about their mental state. Like, am I just crazy? Or did I really see that? So that's what Macbeth is really struggling with here. The fact that this is a sign that he is clearly losing his mind. Okay, and the ghost leaves, and so he says again, Macbeth.
Why so, being gone? I am a man again. Pray you sit still.
Because all the people at the table are like,
So confused.
this is
Crazy.
weird. Lady Macbeth tries to.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with the most admired disorder.
Can such things be and overcome us like a summer's cloud, without our special wonder? You make me strange even to the disposition that I owe, when now I think you can behold such sights, and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks, when mine is balanced with fear, or blanched with fear.
Okay, so he's like, how come all of you guys are just sitting there? Plain old Jane enjoying your wine. When I'm sitting here,
Going crazy.
white as a ghost. Literally, I just saw one, so I know how white they are. And Ross says, what sights, my lord? Oh, sorry, you can be lives. I forgot. Switch. Okay, tag.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you speak not. He grows worse and worse. Questions enrage him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better health attend his majesty. So they all get up and
Leave.
okay.
A kind good night to all.
So now Macbeth and Lady Macbeth are left alone. And Macbeth has kind of like a little bit like snapped out of his weirdness, but
You done did just
he
ruin the
is
ceremony.
still having a moment of panic. Mhm.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have by maggot pies and chows and rooks brought forth. The secrets, man of blood, what is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which?
How sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
Okay, so he has this little moment where he says, it will have blood. They say, blood will have blood. Clearly, blood is another symbol in this play. Clearly a representation of death. So he talks about this blood issue, and then all of a sudden, just like a switch is flipped, he changes his attention to who? Macduff, who apparently
Didn't show up,
didn't show up. Was invited,
but didn't come.
but didn't come, which Macbeth is going to view as, yeah, like snubbing him, like he purposely did not come to this dinner. Okay, Macbeth?
Oh my god, he's gonna kill Macduff now.
I hear it by the way, but I will sin. There's not a one of them but in this house. I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird sisters. More shall they speak, for now I am bent to know, by the worst means the worst, for mine own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood, stepped in so far that should I wait no more, returning where as tedious as go over strange things. I have in my head that will to hand, which must be acted every they may be scanned.
Oh, sorry. You lack this season all of nature's sleep.
Come, will to sleep, my strange and self-abuse, is the initiate fear that once hard used. We are yet but young indeed.